Hi, André. Very nice to have you at Private Kitchen. We really love you having us because you're very expert on the trailers. And one of the topics I would like to discuss with you is the difference. Is there a difference? And if there is, what kind of difference are there between the American and European trailers? I'm really curious about it. Can you say something about it? Is there a difference?
There is actually a difference. If you view an American film or a European film, there's already a difference. European films are more European, more subtle, and not that big or pompous. While American films are, quite a few of the trailers that we do are for superhero movies, Marvel and DC films, and European superhero movie, I haven't seen that yet. So there's also the thing with budgets. Budgets in Hollywood are way bigger than here, although the coming of Netflix and other streamers to Europe will make a difference. But it's the music is different. The people are different here, and there's a lot of cultures in Europe, for instance, making the music for a Danish or a Swedish horror movie is something completely different than for a German a krimi or a Dutch emotional series. It's way different.
And how does it work? Because in general, do you get a briefing? Do you get already visuals, or how?
When I started in the trailer industry in 2011, we occasionally got footage, picture, but nowadays hardly. When it's a European film, yes, we do. When it's American, hardly ever. No, and that's because that's several reasons. They are these films are high project, high finance movies. It could be over $200 million movie, and the trailer of such a movie is being the first trailer is being made 1 year before the actually release date of the movie. So no one has ever seen the footage of that particular Marvel movie. So the last thing they are going to do is send the footage to those guys in Amsterdam, so that we can send it to a composer in I don't know where, who's going to work on the trailer. They won't do that. So they give us a brief of what we are supposed to do. And that brief can be an A4 page story. The shortest brief we ever got was Go Berserk, 2 words.
Okay.
But most of the times what we do, we are also building our own library of music tracks. And what we do is we look at the release schedules of different film studios, and for instance, we will see that the next Godzilla will be in 2024, and then we already know we're going to make some tracks for that particular Godzilla film. Or if we have Alien, for instance, on which we worked in 2017. Then we already know what is the key factor in that particular trailer. Where is it? That's the Alien film. Where is it? Where's the monster?
Yeah.
We already start to create ideas, and then we ask composers to already create some tracks for that particular trailer, and then we can already pitch that music in LA to those particular trailer agencies and film studios.
So you take on a very active attitude to it. You go there already before they have haven't thought about you. You're already there.
Yeah.
It's a possible musical ideas for the trailer.
You need to do that as well, because that market, the market is so crowded with music houses and composers, and
clever strategy. And the briefings with European films, you get footage in European in general.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's also less money involved. And
that's it's more trusted, more direct. It's also possible that we get a mail from the film director as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's asking for a particular guide to create that music.
Okay. Can you give an example of the European movie? What the briefing was and how the end result was?
Yeah, we worked with Intermission Film, the trailer agency, on The Innocents, which is a movie from a Norwegian director. I forgot his name, sorry. And they wanted to. It's a European horror film, but it's not your typical horror. It's more. It has some supernatural elements in it, but it's more psychological. So they wanted to feel unease and some restless, creepy feeling. The music had to do that, had not to get big, but to have to really feel unease, like what's happening here. So we asked Lewis James, composer in London, to work with us on that.
Okay.
Turned out really, really well.
And did you get footage from this particular film?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. And was it already edited, or was just footage? Some specific scenes that would end up in the trailer?
No, it was already edited by the trailer agency, by Intermission, and then there will be another edit and another one, and then finally there's finished product.
And you said you were working, you were asking a composer in London. Do you have people all over the place who might?
Yeah, we have a network of composers in quite a few countries. Mm-hmm. It's ranging from Berlin to London to Shanghai to Canada, US. And each one of those composers have their own sound, their own signature sound, and that's what we're actually looking for.
So that was all the reason why you asked him, particularly in the guy in London, to do the score for. Yeah.
What he does is there's this library from Native Instruments called Ashlight, and it's a bit of the same process. He also works with instruments that he's doing strange things to, like take a piece of wood or this lamp here and hit it or do something really weird with it. He's recording those sounds. So in the end, his song is really creative, and he's using sounds which are really spectacular and original.
That's one of the main, also in general, of course, main things in film music, and film trailer music, of course, the originality of sounds.
Yeah.
Making your own sounds, that's quite a topic, of course.
And that's also, I mean, if I can describe the signature sound of the solos, is that we combine music and sound design. We don't see them as different things. Yeah. I mean, a sound is music and music is sound. So it's one thing.
Yeah, that's a very strong approach, I think. I always take that approach myself, but a lot of people still make this kind of division, while I think, yes, it's all sound, it's all audio. So it comes in through your ears. So you better think about it as a complete soundtrack.
Yeah.
music sound, and sometimes also the dialogue, of course, which can also be a very specific sound quality.
Yeah.
And
it's also something that we do with the author's rights. We always register the composer of a sound as well with the PROs and that sound. I mean, a drone which is evolving into something else, you could call it a sound and not a musical work. We don't think like that.
No. But it's sometimes difficult for them, for the CBOs, to consider this as being music. I know from the past.
Yeah.
Because it's really, of course, still based on traditional acoustic music made by acoustic instruments, and then it's a totally different business. And was there also a briefing in text with this Innocence trailer?
Yeah.
So you had the visuals, and you had a text which contained a bit the words you just described, just this creepy, uncanny feeling. No big sounds, but
the creatives at the trailer agency had their idea for what it should be, and that was also, I think I wasn't there, but discussed with the director of the movie.
Okay.
I mean, that's European as well, which is I like that because it's great creative input.
Yeah.
For superhero Hollywood movies, we are never in contact with the director of a movie.
No.
That will never happen because he's doing film 2 or 3 after that particular film. He's working on other projects, and that's how it works.
Do they also use a temp track for the briefings? Either in America or in Europe? Okay.
Yes, it's we see that more often, but not always.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a temp track, we all know temp love. I'm not fond of that, but it can help as long as they don't want an exact copy of that track.
Exactly, yeah. That's the danger of it, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the trailer of The Innocents.
Er du ny her?
Ja.
Skal jeg vise deg noe?
Ok.
Hvem er det du snakker med?
Jeg snakker med noen som ikke er her.
Hold den opp.
Hva er det egentlig dere gjør på når dere er ute så lenge?
Er du klar?
Hva er det griset her?
Jeg kan få folk til å gjøre ting.
Mamma, hva gjør du med sine skjermer? Ikke vær sånn! Slutt, mamma!
Hva var det som skjedde egentlig?
Vi lekte bare litt.
Well, I just saw the trailer and it's really uncanny, particularly from the beginning. And at a certain moment, you get a kind of turn and then it starts building to the very end. But it's really working as you described and as the briefing was.
Yeah, it's very creepy, especially because there are children in that movie, and it's you feel the unease, and then finally things go wrong. It's like, whoa.
Well, many thanks for this, André. It gives lots of insights in the whole trailer business and how trailer music works and how you have to work.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll see your children in another 5 years talking about non-fungible tokens and all kind of stuff that's happening then.
We'll see.
Maybe you do it soon. Maybe you're doing by that time some totally different things. Who knows? But for now, many thanks. And I hope to see you again in the future.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.